difficult to get that initial stun and then the follow-up afterwards. So a lion will definitely be able to help out there. Then you've got the chains that could follow up and the burst coming through from the timber if he's nearby. So it's going to be exciting to see because this is a hero who we don't see often, but you mentioned just how comfortable they are with playing these in particular. Not for Jupiter. Had a pretty good performance last game as well on the Dawnbreaker, and we're already going to see, look at this. Just an instant run with the boots, the smoke, gets a ward down. What are they looking to do with this ward placed from Radiant kind of by the top outpost? Is there anything crazy?
I mean, they're not a great level 1 fighting team, so maybe just look to see in this mid lane if they feel like the Shadow Strike isn't going to be as effective for the Quap, put a few more points into the Scream and try and scout out some of the stacks that are going to eventually need to be taken by either Quap or the TA. Thing is, I feel like you're going to be able to get a decent amount of farm in all 3 cores on Balrogs, though, right? Like, maybe not so much top. Timbersaw plus Lion can make life a little bit more difficult for the TA. Depends what she levels up, actually. You know, if you get meld into some slows and if Timber doesn't have the Timber chain leveled up, maybe you are a little bit more vulnerable than previous.
Run! Run, Tiny! It's got win lanes. Should be fine. Come on, get out, friend. He's chilling. All right. They're going to be starting with 3 heroes down bottom for the moment. Hijack's got a Quelling Blade, and Bologna does not. So it will take will take quite some time to be able to kill off at least the majority of the trees to lessen the impact that the Tree Protector is going to be able to have.
He'll be fine. Up top. It's just very standard gameplay. I mean, I don't think Hiko's in too much danger of going down here. They did get the meld level 1, so they're trying to at least secure a few more of those creeps towards the end and get a bit of harass going, but it's certainly not a kill lane, at least until, I'd say, level 4, honestly. And even then, it's kind of optimistic to try and go for it against a Timber when Jupiter's going to be looking to try and give as much of that net worth and, more importantly, the experience over to the Timbersaw so that he's just in no threat of dying. Even just allowing a Timbersaw to get a lane pull feels a little bit awkward, to be honest. As Jupiter just dances in the Ogre's face right now.
It is a bit awkward, though, because Jupiter won't be able to go get some experience where Benny's pulled the creeps as well behind the tower. This is important because they're missing 3 creeps, though. The Ogre wasn't there to be able to drag the wave, so Benny's going to miss out on at least 1 CS, and now they're going to lose creep equilibrium as well. So a really nice start to no runes in their top lane.
Mm-hmm. They're doing everything right. Doesn't have the sentry to be able to block up the small camp, which I feel would be pretty important to be able to get things back going in your favor. Jupiter... He has a slight... Actually doesn't have the movement speed advantage over the Ogre, but he needs to make sure that he's keeping well away now that Ogre had that big movement speed... Sorry, level 1 damage buff. But yeah, here's this enormous creep wave coming through, just leaving Hiko with absolutely nothing to be worried about.
First blood occurs across the map as Mini was left alone. And you see, look at that. Okay, I'll hold that thought real quick as Jupiter's taken a little bit of damage for the moment, but he will be okay. So this is 2 games in a row now where Serum has left bottom to go rotate to shut down RoboZ and take the water rune. And as soon as Serum did that they gave a tip over to RoboZ, and then we see the back and forth. Because Serum was left Mini alone, they got the kill onto the Morphling, so instantly RoboZ tipped Serum back saying, yeah, I don't know if it was worth it stealing the water rune when we got the kill onto your carry.
Yeah, I wonder if that's something where... Oh, hold on. A bit of action up top here. Looking a little bit low on no runes so far. I wonder if that's the sort of thing where in the future, maybe their coach is going to be saying to them, look, most of the time, you'll see a Tiny with the tree grab trying to deny away a lot of these creeps in lane. And maybe they know that that's the way that Serum likes to play, make a lot of these early rotations, secure the runes. So if you don't see the tree grab used, assume that you've got that Avalanche Toss combo available for yourselves. And well, Mini actually is kind of taking a little bit of damage here, having previously used the waveform. He's going to need to come back and use the healing salve almost onto himself. I'll get another Tango.
I
just got the creep regen. What's
Just
up?
recognize as well, this is the second Morphling game we've seen go Bracer. It wasn't many that we casted go the Bracer in the previous Morphling game, so I wonder if this is a bit of a South American thing. I haven't seen I haven't seen Eastern Europe play it so far, so yeah, maybe it's just an SA thing at the moment with 7.32.
Yeah, I thought that was specifically a Viper thing. You know, just wanting to be able to sustain a little bit better in the lane as won't be able to stop the water room from being bottled up here. And it looks like RoboZ will get both. They might get a kill in exchange for it though, but no, Guts is forced to just come back to the lane. Otherwise, he would have lost multiple creeps under the tower. So nice rotation coming through from Pamplona there.
So I'm trying to look at the reactive armor change, and really it's just a bunch of writing and a bunch of numbers. Do you want to let anyone know, and everyone know, I should say, if the reactive armor is better than what it was before?
It's worse.
Okay.
Just look at the brackets in like the third and fourth bits. I mean, the armor's a little bit more towards the very end, but it's the HP regen that's really the significant stuff early on.
You see Lion? Jupiter's not in a too good of a position at all. Maybe they could turn it around with Hiko showing up. Okay, Jupiter's just baiting. The Lion, he recognizes his limits. An easy task for him to play. And bottom lane, we do get at least a kill for Balrogs as well. They're able to take down the position 5 Dream Protector, so kills across the map.
Still holding on to that healing salve. They'll know that you don't have the greatest mana pool available for Pamplona, so he feels safe enough to move on forward and secure all of these creeps in the lane. Dream Protector's run out of tangos though, so maybe Mini was thinking that he could have just had a little bit more of that regen coming through to him. I kind of want to see Serum get just the one value point in the living armor though. Don't want to be dying just after you TP back here though. Oh, did you see that? It cancelled the salve as well, the swarm.
On Mini?
Yeah, he just used the salve.
No. Oh no.
That's really big for this offlane coming through from Balrogs. Now you're going to need to spend some more on the regen. You still don't have that level 3. There's no TP. I mean, Serum's just ended up buying a magic stick, but that's not going to help your Morphling at all. He doesn't have any lifesteal coming out to him shortly, so you might just get bullied out of this lane entirely. Especially now with the Urn of Shadows available.
At least for Radiant, some silver linings. The fact that Guts was able to secure the power rune. So he's got a haste now to work with. And I do feel like Lion's going to look to leave top with Hiko being level 5. Now you're at the stage where, even though the TA can be a pretty good laner into the Timbersaw, Hiko should have a fine time. So Lion can consider about playing down bottom potentially if they get a little bit too aggressive and capitalize on the squishy Weaver. You could even have Guts look to TP down with the haste and help out killing them if they get a little bit too aggressive in the lane. So they do have ways to continue to help the Morphling, who is top of the last hit. So Mini is still finding his farm.
He's finding his farm, but I feel like it could be made a little bit easier, right? This isn't like the last game where you had a backup win condition. This is all on the Morphling, you know, and we've seen Ember Spirits pop off. We've seen Timbersaws do a decent enough job, but they're not the ones that are going to be sieging the high ground. They're not the ones that are going to be trying to man fight one-on-one against a TA or be able to catch and burst down a position 3 Weaver.
Looks like Serum, it's up to his shenanigans, trying to see 555 and RoboZ. Across the place, 555. Oh no. So close. 3 heroes moved over. Even Pamplona tried to get there in case it was required for the Tiny. So a lot of space across the map. Timbersaw level 6. Meanwhile, mid lane. Any trouble?
He has to be careful here. He just waveformed.
Should be okay. And meanwhile, under the T1 tower, though, she's not going to have the same fate. They don't even need the level 6 from Destiny. Just Guts, with the help of the extra stun lock, was enough to get a really big kill onto RoboZ.
Nicely done, nicely done. Even looking to scout out the Invis rune coming through there, and an immediate smoke looking to connect up towards this top side. They know that, well, Ember Spirit, he's got the ability to just join in with the rest of them and not lose out on too much of that farming time. This is all going to be scouted out, though, by that Observer Ward.
Refraction's going to be available if the chain control has to be perfect, but maybe that's where the Chakram can come into play, instantly getting rid of the protection, and our Guts is there as well for the extra control to bring down 555, and this is going to be able to open up the tower now. They don't have a catapult. Looks like the damage with the overwhelming amount of heroes could be difficult for them to deal with. Now, bottom lane Mini is under a little bit of pressure. Waveform is still there. So we'll make it onto the T1 tower. It looks like the Morphling's going to be okay.
Yeah, TA got a little bit of glimpse of that movement coming through because they used the Invis on the Ember Spirit a little bit late. So he walked underneath this Dire Observer Ward to the south of the Tier 1 Dire. And well, like you said, the smoke was perfect. Instant rotation coming through, not expecting that rotation to come quite so quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Mini's still playing around
Be
bottom.
careful here.
Yeah.
Spirit Vessel's coming through onto the Weaver. Unfortunately, he'd used the last charge, so I wonder if they want to try and make a move somewhere, get a kill, and use that to really just start hunting the Morphling at that stage.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Look at them how they're surrounding
Multiple
the T1 tower
towers.
mid.
I mean, they're just hitting multiple towers at once, right? They're going to try and make sure that mid is the one to go down first if they can help it.
Seems like
easier
Dire
to be able to take a top. They want that kill onto the Morphling. They want no creeps to be preventing this dive underneath the tower if they look to go for it. I feel like they need Robo-Z here, though, to be able to get the... Well,
Mini
should
may
be a
have
dead Morphling.
bitten off more than he can chew. 4 heroes this time. Although the double
Ravage.
Earth Spike might get the waveform off. Mini's going to be into the right tree line. They won't have a stun to chuck out. And our Guts is here with a double damage rune. This is not going to be looking good for Balrogs. You got to get out. This is not a fight you can take deep inside the lane, or maybe with Robo-Z. Sonic Wave cuts away the life of Guts. A big kill for them to find, because they've got the catapult wave to be able to pump some damage into the Tier 1 tower as well. Oh, Timber cancelled his
Much better
TP.
start. Much better start from Balrogs this time around. He'll still be able to take a Tier 1 tower on his own, but yeah, great join of the team fight there by Robo-Z. I was a little bit worried when they didn't have the Quap there for the additional damage to be able to take out. At the time, it was the Morphling, but Ember Spirit is just as important in terms of setting a lot of that tempo and preventing the TA from having her own farm disrupted. She's keeping up and actually has overtaken the #1 spot on net worth.
Those stacks the moment for her to be able to fall back on and farm up at the jungle. The Dragonlance are completed working on the Deso. We'll see how they're going to be able to slow her down. Guts and Destiny together going to run into the Tine in the jungle, so should be an easy kill for Guts to be able to continue to find. Working on the Maelstrom next. The Ember's having a very good game. That prior death down bottom. He's even going to go forward for another. Guts with the ward on the high ground, sniffs out the Ogre, sees a freebie, and he jumps on it.
Something that we've really seen stand out in the South American region, right? The strength of the Ember Spirit players. It seems like no matter which team it's on, there's always someone that's got it in his back pocket.
Can they get the power in, though? Arcane, Guts! Or they get the deny?
Oh, he's out of mana? No. Okay, he's just fine. Really
Sarah might be in a bit of
spine-tingling
trouble
stuff.
bottom lane. DP up from the Dream Protector. He's going to be chilling. Spirit Vessel used from Hijacked. At least he's got one more charge to play with. Balrogs, they are smoked up as 3. Going to look to try and part their way into the jungle. See who they can find. Maybe a wraparound. Again, Guts is not the easiest kill for them to find, so they'll set some wards up for a fight soon to break out.
They have any vessel charges? Just the one, so if they could look to find that Morphling, that would be the ideal scenario, but he's in the safety of the top side of the map. No towers for Balrogs to be able to play around. What I do like about where Hiko's farming, he's taking away the entire Dire jungle. I know it's not really safe to be able to farm there anymore.
They're
because,
trying.
again,
They
there's no
need to be
T1.
perfect with the chain control. Joss gets the remnant out. 555 wasn't able to find the fire blast, and now they're going to jump in. There's a pogo stick on forward. The wraparound from Hiko. Do they have the stun lock to get the damage out? The finger of death. They still get the connection before the blink away. A big kill for them to find. Robo-Z cut down, and now Serum's even going to use the overgrowth. A toss back with the replicate from Mini closer towards the other members have no runes, so double kill picked up on someone you wouldn't
Hiko feels
expect.
invincible here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's already got the Lotus Orb. So you don't care about the Spirit Vessel anymore. Immediately countered. You had like a 2, maybe 3 minute window where it would have been really effective against this Timber. You can even, just as long as he's playing alongside the Morphling, look to assist him too.
Yeah. Extra armor is going to be really nice against the bugs, along with the minus armor from the Meld and Death sort of come out eventually as well. So nice item from Hiko. It's going Halberd next to really make it a difficult game for the TA just to be freely right-clicking throughout these fights.
Yeah, just to get it that early, right? Most of the time we see Timbersaws go into, you guessed it, the Soul Ring, but obviously that just really doesn't feel like an item anymore for almost every single hero. It's only the ones that aren't going to benefit too much from right-clicking, like perhaps an Enigma is still going to look to buy into it, or maybe they just lean into a Arcane Boots instead to be able to, you know, eventually disassemble. You can go into an Octarine, stuff like that.
Do we feel like this is a good enough TA game for if she does continue to find her farm that she could take over in the mid game?
You got plenty of ways to be able to lock down this TA. That's my issue, right? So it's not so much on the TA herself. You've got the potential to be able to farm, sure, but it's on the rest of the team to find the pickoffs onto the supporting cast. Like, if Ember Spirit isn't there, TA's life is so much easier.
Oh, it looks like with Guts' game so far, it's going to make it very easy for him to be able to put that pressure onto TA throughout these fights. Working on the BKB is the next item, so it's going to make it very difficult for Dire to blow the Ember up before the fights get too chaotic.
And even Morphling himself, I mean, he's, what, 700 gold away from being able to pick up the full Manta, so doesn't even need to rely on the Timbersaw to be nearby for that Lotus Orb save beyond that. Very natural buy for the Morphling as well. We'll continue, of course, to shove out the lanes with the Manta Illusions if people are revealing on the map. Bottom side.
Jack? Oh no, doesn't even get the kill into Jupiter. And they got to be cautious with Mini showing top. He's very far pushed forward, and 4 heroes showing bottom should be
he's already waved.
a deterrent not to be farming this aggressively in the lane, and well, they should be able to capitalize. He's got the attribute shift really just to buy some time. Wait for him up in a couple seconds, but the fire blast just before he's able to escape into the trees.
All right. Really key movement looking to come through there. Ends up giving the bounty over to Benny as well, which you love to see. Pamplona, he's still about 500 gold away from the Blink Dagger, so of course he's going to look to try and prioritize that as much as he can, especially while this Morphling is off the map. That's main priority number 1 has been removed, so he's just like, look, let's take a little bit of me time. And finally, the single point in the Bloodlust comes through from 555 onto the TA. I was kind of expecting him to get that instead of the second point in the Fire Blast. Doesn't really add too much value. And when you consider that you're in this, I don't want to say it's a race between the TA against the Morphling in terms of who's going to have better net worth, because TA almost always is going to, even without the steroid. But if you could buff that up, why don't you?
Yeah, even the Queen of Pain, someone that is going to like the attack speed, especially going down this Orchid route, which I'm a little bit hesitant that she's still committing to, considering how far behind she is. Like, this is an item you kind of prefer to go when you've had a really good start, because now, I mean, Timber's already got Lotus Orb, Morphling's already got Manta Style, Ember's almost 2 components into the BKB. Like, this Orchid, all you're going to get out of it is being able to kill the supports, which maybe is what you're looking for, because you did mention, like, those supports are really the one that they need to kill off as top lane. Serum's got some heroes playing behind him at the moment. They're going to be able to jump instantly and try and blow up the Weaver. The chain control's out. They'll need to Finger of Death for the damage. And that's where Jupiter's able to come into play. But Hiko's got so many reactive armor stacks that they won't even be able to blow him up. But off to the other side,
they found the
Ember. They caught out the Ember Spirit, but Benny's now left on an island, surrounded by 4 members of no runes. They'll get rid of the carry on Balrogs. Might be all she wrote, though. And Bologna still playing on the outskirts, but no one wants to reinitiate.
That's a really early purchase of the Psionic Trap as well, just to be able to maybe prevent the Lion from being able to get that chain stun off if you've got it in the right position. Of course, might have even enabled that kill onto the Ember Spirit. I actually want to have a quick look if there was any trap damage that ended up being done to him. Yeah, he was silenced twice inside that Roche pit, so some great micro coming through there from Benny.
Dire's bottom tower.
Top lane, there's still 3 heroes around the Balrogs. They're going to look to jump in and void the Timbersaw, dealing with the supporting cask. As Serum's the target for the moment, Jupiter's going to try and offset this with a TP out. That's ambitious. Will not be able to escape, and now they'll go for Hiko, but the stun's there. Who cares about a Lotus Orb just to stop him from escaping? But he still gets the chain away, the Spirit Vessel reapplied, and finally they'll get the kill. But they're going to be cautious with the Queen of Pain. Chains into the damage with a slide of the Mails from Proc. They'll get the Quap, and now they'll turn to Hijack next. The detection might be lacking. No sentries laid down inside Dire's jungle, so Hijack will be able to Sakuchi on out.
Really like that one coming through, obviously prioritizing getting an overwhelming amount of stuff that need to be Lotused off. So they use the Orchid onto the Timbersaw first. Obviously, he doesn't want to be silenced. He's just going to be a sitting duck. Immediately after it's purged, that's when the Spirit Vessel went on top of him. That's what enabled them to get the kill, bring him down, and then you are kind of lacking a frontliner that's able to go in first and feel super reliable. Ooh. Not too often you see a Veil of Discord picked up on a Treant Protector, though. It's another one of those unorthodox builds coming through. Provides a decent amount of stats in the active for how much it costs. It's only like $14.50, I think. $15.25. Still pretty cheap for a nice value item. Now, I did have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Looks like he might be saving for the
Blink.
Blink Dagger.
Jump in with the chain control. Beautiful position from Jupiter. Now they're going to turn it. Gotta be cautious because Guts with the haste might be able to catch up to more members. Looks like Balrogs recognize they cannot stick around to protect the Tiny. They're going to get out straight away and cut their losses.
Can I ask my question now?
No, because they are smoked up. 1 second. Benny? Let's see if they move to the troll. There's the scan. Yeah, Benny's going to be in some trouble here. Play the Ancients
wait for the
fast
boys,
enough.
though.
Benny, get out. Benny, get out. Oh, no, he's going to
the
go back
Brigand's
for
Blade.
the
The
neutral
bait.
creep. No. Dude, why does that always happen? Always when they're coming, the neutral drops, you've got to go back and you get baited by it.
Oh, you hate to see it. You really do. I mean, if he keeps running, it'll, like, TP all the way over to him, right? That's how the old neutrals work. All right. Looks like there might be action top. I can't ask my question yet. Jupiter. He's been playing pretty well. We were talking about the Comfort, by far his most played hero, and he's making Lion look like a top support right now.
You might treat. Hang on, this is deep, man. It's just a Lion. I don't know if this is worth it. You'll get the kill. Hijack will find it, but you're probably going to lose 2 supports off the back of this. 555 trying to step to the secret shop. Robos is considering about jumping in for the wings. They get the Orchid out. They're not going to have a way to be able to cancel off the Sonic Wave. Guts is going to go down. All right, maybe it's worth it. The bait from the Tiny to jump in and force an extra member to show up.
Absolutely. I feel like they've got the strength. That's their big thing right now. Like, the team fight is very good on no runes. But if you don't have these big ultimates, if you don't have the Lion making that initial jump with the Blink Dagger, then it just feels so much more underwhelming. So with that, they're going to claim the Aegis. They'll go back. I'll finally be able to ask my question. Do you think he's going to try disassembling this Dragon Lance into the BKB still?
I hope not. I really hope not.
Never know. I mean, we're seeing a lot of players make, in my opinion, mistakes out of habit, you know? Because we were on that last patch for so long. The glyph, other stuff as well, just like thinking shards do different things than what they actually do. Just little things like that. I mean, still going into the Soul Ring.
Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
I really was expecting a lot of the Dragonlance builders not to be as popular. But I mean, it's incredibly core on the Templar Assassin.
I mean, it's still high value on it as well. the amount of gold that you have to spend for the stats you get.
That is a really good point. Still with what it's able to provide you, but I think a big reason why it was even so popular to buy was just that disassemble capability, where you could, if required, have a BKB a little bit earlier, because that can always be the difficulty. Like if you need 1,000 gold to find that last component for the BKB, I mean that could be probably 2 minutes depending on your farming patterns. So we'll see. Dragonlance, and at the moment, at least they've got a BKB going elsewhere. It's going to be onto the Queen of Pain here. So I've been impressed with how RoboZ's actually been able to perform once the Orchid's been picked up. But this
Standing right underneath a trap right now, though. This is one of those traps with extra vision too, because of the Aghanim Shard. I was considering if Mini wanted to pop the Manta really early, just to keep pushing this bottom lane out, maybe force a TP movement.
Guts gets the BKB at the last second, but a defensive use of it means that there's a big window for Balrogs now to fight, and yet Benny recognizes that. Sees Serum underneath the trap. Jupiter's making the attempt onto the Weaver, but he's got to look to get out as soon as Benny reveals himself in the river. But now that Timber's a little bit split from the team, they're going to toss him away. Reactive armor starting to stack up. He's got to use the Lotus Orb early, so will not be able to purchase Spirit Vessel or the Silence. And Timber's going to go down. Second death of the game, and this is a window now for some objectives to be claimed.
You might have slightly superior team fight on no runes, but you've absolutely got better pickoff on Balrog's side. All those silences, all that burst damage, even just the damage over time with the Spirit Vessel. I suppose this is where that team fight might start to become a factor, though. Sierra coming in with the Veil and the Overgrowth.
The follow-up as well from Jupiter, but the stun only lands onto one. They'll deal with the first slap, but they're going to be cautious because Ember, once again, he might tick out to the orbit as RoboZ jumps in to get the kill. The help of the Arcane Rune playing off big there for RoboZ, so his cooldowns aren't going to be too long if another fight does break out.
At least they get rid of that pesky Wraith Pact, but they're going to take away all of their vision. It feels so scary to play around this area right now. Serum gets hit by... What's going on here?
Mini
He's still looking to make action.
Blona's going to jump in. Silence is there. Mini's going to be okay with the attribute shift. They'll turn it. This is too deep. Balrogs not respecting the turn potential. They thought they could blow up Mini. They'll lose the Tiny, but the rest of the team do a really good job of splitting away and retreating.
Hey, so still able to defend that one. You do lose the Aegis, though, so now TA becomes #1 priority. She's died 4 times, so hasn't had a flawless game, but still that farming potential is always there. It was something I was talking about in the draft, right? These 3 heroes, very hard to catch, able to split push out waves relatively quickly. I'm guessing that RoboZ wants to wait until the second Roshan to go for the Aghanim Shard, but it does kind of feel like you need a little bit of that extra damage coming through from the Sonic Boom with the Aghanim Shard damage. But when you look at what you're up against, all of that damage coming through the Shivas kind of does have a similar level of importance.
Looks like Balrogs are gearing up for a smoke. 5 men from them. To top do they go. The lane shoved out, maybe anticipating someone to try and push this. There are 3 members of No Runes grouped up for the moment. Jupiter's going to get the smoke pop. This could give time for the rest of the team to be able to reset. They don't see
Lion?
They don't see where he is.
Jupiter?
No way. No way. They're all out. Mini up to the north. The blink on cooldown for Tiny, so we won't find him in the tree line. But down to the south, though, they at least get one in Serum.
What the hell, man? Hide and seek champion 2022.
Out of position.
He's still there. He's still just... Look at him. Do a little dance. Come on. Do it, Jupiter.
Don't leave now.
I'll TP out. Oh, there might be Guts. Just checking if it works.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
He gave him his bottle. He thought he was TPing from base.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's kind of big. You
Yeah.
don't feel really safe fighting into all of these silences and spirit vessels and everything else that they've got coming your way. Stuns as well on top of everything. So you might end up losing a tier 2 tower. The radiant structure's already fortified, which means that lost another tier 2 tower. Roshan coming up within the next 2 to 5 minutes. It's a big area of the map to be able to give up. I wonder if they're just going to be preempting perhaps the movement through into their own
I
jungle.
think they see Mini, I believe, with the cliff ward.
Top tower is under attack.
5-5.
Absolutely. They should have seen it with the dragons hitting him. They know that someone's playing around there. This time around, he uses the Manta style to push in the creep over a little bit further. And someone needs to respond to it. And now, with the Quap there, maybe they look to make a play with the rest of the team to go in towards the middle area of the map. 20 seconds left on Ember's BKB. But right now, they are still having issues with shoving out these lanes. Even Treant Protector leaving top. But kind of feels like they need to address that a little bit more. Luckily enough, the Sentry Ward that just expired up there did clear out one of the TA traps. Looks like they are preparing for that big smoke coming through. Will it be underneath this ward, though, that still stands to the left-hand side of the triangle? Don't believe so, but maybe if they don't see them moving left, they'll play a bit of the guessing game and think that's exactly what they're up to. Look at Pamplona's position, though. Right underneath the ward. Tons of TA traps giving that additional vision. It's the right place to be.
Look at the lanes, though. Like, top's getting shoved out. They've got very good vision as well from Dire. Kind of around what Radiant want to be farming. So seeing no one is almost in itself just confirmation that something is occurring across the map.
They'll see it. Smoke's about to expire. Mini revealing on the map. Immediate pings coming out from the entire team. And that's the go to be able to go for the smoke. Hijack revealing in lane. Not obviously revealing the smoke because you would assume a Weaver's going to be walking around in Viz. Sarah. Don't want to walk into 4.
Oh no, nice entry placement. Very nicely done. Just getting that instant vision out of the sentry. And now I don't think they can play around their triangle. They've got the ward in the back line. Another ward's going to get...
1.5.
They see Mini for the moment. A little bit of dash away to the left side. Oh, there's a big Courier if Jupiter can get it. The BKB from Weaver's Courier. Okay, nicely done. Still, Mini's in trouble. They'll get the first one. Manta's on cooldown. If they can apply the silence, they're going to be able to do so. Guts is nearby to be able to help out. Benny's going to jump in, but there's the control. Do they have the damage? They do! Oh no, Mini! The Mantiu's pride is going to come at a cost in his own life, and now no runes. They're going to lose all control up top. This is going to give Balrogs the opportunity to set up for Roche.
Will indeed. They'll be the ones with that first understanding of where exactly it is. That'll allow them to maybe even get some of these D-wards off. They saw where the smoke popped on the Morphlings, so anytime someone's going to be making a bit of a patrol through your own jungle, you know where their likely wards are going to be looked to set up. Got a gem in the queue on the Ogre Magi right now, and yep, this should be a pretty obvious D-ward. Perfect setup for that eventual Roche. Hijack should be able to clear this one out. Yep. It's a little awkward now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. What do we need to see out of No Runes? Because they've been losing a lot of momentum. It's felt like for, honestly, the past 10 minutes, it's been all Balrogs' game. So what does Radiant need to do in these fights?
It does feel to me like Timber is pretty tanky, right? As long as he's got teammates around to make sure that he's not getting, like, 1v5'd. The issue to me is that Serum is getting picked off at the start of this, and, you know, eventually you're going to throw out a lot of spells coming back your way. You're going to have, you know, Timbersaw coming in. You're going to have an Ember Spirit with all of his magic damage. You're going to want to pop that BKB. He needs to be in position to get a good overgrowth off once those BKBs have already been used. Oh no, the increased trap vision actually reveals the fact that the Observer's there in the mid lane, so they're not even going to have the freedom to play around this. As they look to go for the bait. Maybe let's... oh, no, they got the gem on the Quap, so not going to even be a concern. Get the initial jump onto Weaver, maybe? While he doesn't have that BKB.
Looking to spring a trap. Gonna go towards a Templar Assassin. Benny's falling incredibly low. They might be able to deal with the first life. Benny's gone. Can they set themselves up for round 2, though, with a respawn? The Overgrowth's going to hold them back for the moment. Guts is inside the middle. A BKB actually goes back in with the Remnant. Mini's going to be able to follow up as well, but they're going to be cautious here because the turnaround it can be there as RoboZ jumps in the middle, but the instant use of the Lotus Orb gets rid of the silence, so Mini can stand his ground, pumping out the damage. And now Balrogs, you got to get out because here you go. On pursuit, but will not look to catch up. So an incredible fight from No Runes. They deal with the Aegis, and they get 2 members killed off as well with only using 1 buyback from the Lion.
Just highlights that importance of Jupiter previously sniping that courier with the BKB on it. No way the Weaver dies if he's still got that one available. Now he's got it once he respawns, but might just be that little bit too late. You've given him the option and the potential to come back into this one. Now even the TA can look to get burst down.
They got a Tempest on Hiko. It's a lot of damage from Robo-Z. Lotus Orb's going to protect him for the moment. Dire going to have the numbers advantage with Benny jumping to the middle. But he doesn't get the help because the early use of the BKB from Benny, but still with the Timber Chain to the northern side. Timber's going to be fine. No Runes, you still want to stick around. Down the line, a lot of your stun locked here to prevent Balrogs from getting that damage out. A 5-on-4 and they've got to get out. They don't want to stick around, but look at the vision though, the traps. It's scouting them, the smoke is there. They're jumping from Pamplona, but no hesitation. Mini pops a BKB, looking to turn it back around. They should be able to get the kill into the Tiny, but where's the turnaround? Look at the silence. Beautiful read, taking out the Treant Protector, making sure there is no overgrowth for them to help out throughout the team fight. And now it's just Mini.
Silence.
Another trap is going to be reapplied, but the Mantis now still on cooldown, so he won't be able to deal with the Spirit Vessel. But the buyback and Hiko's positioning might be enough of a deterrent.
Woo! Yeah, take a bit of a breath after that one. That was a really good fight. They, of course, had the vision to be able to play around. You know, they get a little bit lucky there with being able to find out the Treant Protector. It's because of the gem. They got to make sure they take out this Quap. The gem is just ruining a lot of this gameplay that's coming out from them. They have no areas to safely play around. They don't have the ability to use the Lion to his full potential because of that. You know, you want to have the vision. You want to get that Blink Dagger set up. You want to use your stronger team fight to be that one that, I mean, even just something like going in first on a tanky Morphling when you know you're not going to get turned around and immediately burst down, so that you can make the counter initiation from your Lion and your Treant Protector. It's little things like that that just feels so awkward. So to have the Treant Protector burst down inside of that silence, it just means that you're not worried to pop your BKB. You're very happy to do it just to be able to secure those first couple of kills, and look at what it's net you. Few kills and a buyback out of that valuable Treant Protector.
Yeah, the buyback is really the big one now. For multiple reasons, just going to slow down that blink to help out with his positioning, like further out in the middle of the team fights. And well, now if you kill the Treant Protector again, honestly, with him being down for maybe like 70 seconds, that could help out with you getting a T2 tower, because like you're saying, he's incredibly important to a lot of the team fighting on No Runes. So this is definitely a big opening here, even though it's, you know, often you'll look at your diebacks, the win conditions are often there for like a call with a dieback, but the support is just as useful from being able to open up the map.
Still though, Balrog's in a good spot. Win probability says 66%. That's about what I would give them, to be honest, considering the Roche fights in particular have gone so favorably towards them. What's coming up next here? Like, what do they really need to address on some of their other heroes? Because I feel like they've been doing a pretty good job on Balrogs of just kiting around, you know? They're going into a Crimson Guard on the Tiny. Not sure if that's the build, but I do like the Force stuff. I kind of want to see the Tiny go into a Force of his own, just to be able to protect against even simple things like the Overgrowth. Get another Lotus. Why not?
Because it does feel like Radiant are playing off the back of a line stun into the Chakram and hold them down in the chains, or, you know, like chains into like Timber, etc. Like, it's very similar. You're wanting to keep people locked into place, and with the Force stuff, if you can kind of kite them away, because they have a lot of mobility on Dire, the Sakuchi, the blink on the Ogre, difficult to catch up to the TA with all the movement speed that the Ogre can provide with the Bloodlust. So yeah, I'm too in agreement. So I don't know how much this Crimson's going to do. And in fact, Pamplona feels like it's an Aeon Disc, which is required next for himself. So he's going to go away from the Crimson Guard.
It's better than the Crimson, I'll say that.
Yeah, well, I too would agree. 5,000 net worth lead.
Look at this Arcane Rune up top. He's ready.
Ooh.
Okay. Got the full Kaya and Sanj on the Ember Spirit. Means he won't have buyback, but is a big buff up to the damage that he's able to do. He's doing a pretty decent job so far. As long as he's had that BKB available, that's been the real tipping point. If they could get Serum into this Blink Dagger, things become much easier, though, for No Runes. Like, he's had to play pretty aggressively a lot of the time, which means that when the Quap makes that Blink in, you end up finding him a lot of the time, even just from the Shadow Strike, right? Goes into the tree line, means that you're able to pick him up, and bursting him down is of such high importance. So if you don't actually need to be right up there in the thick of things, then you're pretty happy. Could be considering a smoke, maybe just trying to get some tier 4 items on No Runes first. There we go. Ninja Gear helps out a little bit. I'd almost look to give that one to the Treant. Like, who else do you even give it to? I guess
Probably
he's got the Psychic Headband, though. He's got Headband. It's
that's
pretty
a very good point. Psychic Headband is kind of what you want. So maybe
Good, it's a buff.
Morphling. 25
Yeah,
Agi.
if you
so
can go
20
for some solo pickoffs, which is kind of nice, you can maybe drop the boots later. I don't know.
You cannot.
That'll be nice.
This is really important for Radiant to control their triangle. With Roshan potentially up in 2 minutes, if you lose this ward, it's going to make it very difficult for you to then be able to contest Roche. So I think there needs to be utmost importance for them to always be playing around the triangle and protecting their vision.
They've stalled this out quite nicely, though. You got level 20 on the Ember Spirit, an extra little buff to the Sleight of Fist damage.
They see Serum top. Gonna try and tip you up. The Avalanche! Oh my!
How did that not reach?
I don't know. I thought it did.
Do you want to fight into
Hijack
this
now, he might be in
45,
trouble. The jump in, they don't get the trap instantly.
Oh.
Was paying attention to the other side as Jupiter finds the initial stun, and that's all they needed as Weaver just pops.
I was saying before that they needed to take away this gem on the Quap, but they did the next best thing in Buy Their Own and just pop it onto Hiko, right? Like, it's actually providing them with a ton of information. Cute little play as well, not wanting to stand right underneath the outpost, touching it just as the Timber Chain launches, so he's a little bit closer to safety.
Serum's getting closer, man. Almost 1,700 gold. The bank for the blink. Oh, finding up. They're doing... The net worth lead was... What, at the most, it was about 7,000 for Balrogs. Slowly being cut down. Slowly. Only a 4,000 deficit now.
And they've even got a telescope now on the Lions, so just buffing up little things, right? Like Timbersaw being able to use that halberd from a little bit further away could honestly be a key to turning around this team fight. They've been pretty good with the BKB usages in response to the Timbersaw so far on Balrogs. But how much emphasis are No Runes going to put around making sure that they keep this outpost on the top side of the map? I don't think it could be overvalued enough. Got to make sure you have this. You've got to make sure you've got some kind of control around that Roche pit, because it has the potential to spawn in 3 seconds, and you got to be ready for it when that happens.
Guess don't look.
I'm not looking. I'm actually looking up in the air. I'm going to say 52. Damn.
I think it was 224.
Yeah. I was close with my second one. I said 130, and it was like 120 something.
Well, you were exactly right on one of them.
I was exactly right.
Yeah. Do you want me to say it again? Is that what you're wanting?
No. You don't need to. I'm not that ego-driven.
Are you sure? I don't know. You're like exactly right.
I'm a little bit ego-driven. I'm not that ego-driven. Serum? Ooh.
Again,
so
dude.
close. I mean, he's doing a good job of keeping the lanes away. They did lose that outpost control, which is kind of bad, but he's just slowly closing in. I mean, he needs to just prioritize himself for this next little bit. Get that Blink Dagger. Go into the jungle if you need to, but you're so close to being able to pick it up. Come on, hit the Wild Wing. Yes, the Veil for the Wild Wing Ripper. He's doing it. All right, that should be it. 10 gold away. Right, when Roshan's only about 1 minute.
Dude, what is Jupiter? Oh god.
He's got the Mana Restore allies as well, so always going to have plenty to be able to fight with.
I guess it would be nice for a Timber. if you ever lose mana. It's not like they have someone with a mana burn on Dire, but you'll take what you can get to be able to buff yourself up. And minis, they gave him the tome as well, so feeling like really the level 25 is the important thing for the Morphling, who is incredibly farmed. The KDAs look nothing crazy at all, but the Morphling is going to be a hero that's very difficult for them to deal with. Really, the way to do so is they need silences, because you have this Aghanim Shard now, so keep in mind you can shift through any stuns.
Good thing for them, though, is they've got plenty of stuns on Balrogs. 3, in fact. So just immediately revealing in the lane there on Guts. I wonder if they were, yeah, they're pinging it out instantly, saying this is where they're playing around. He just walked up to that grid wave and hit it.
Charging forward, they get the jump. Jupiter's in.
They get the initial.
A good force start to be able to reposition. Tier's going to be pushed to the right side. Now they can turn it around with Guts. He's in trouble. The combo's out. Where's the follow-up? The Hex is going to be there. The reveal from RoboZ is perfect. Taking care of Guts throughout the team fight. No runes. They've got to back up now. They've got a ward that can maybe split on if they want to reinitiate. Look at how they're playing.
Can't give up this third Roche.
Pamplona on the front line is going to look to get the jumper to the Morphling, toss back into the Fire Blast, the tank control, but the Ravage from Jupiter, the stun onto the 4, the AoE damage as well as they're crumbling Guts. Remnants towards the backline as they're going to get out. Dire, you cannot stick around without the resources to take the team fight. They will crumble.
Holy crap, Jupiter. What a stun. They just lined up perfectly, and he just knocks them down one by one, completely wins them that team fight right in front of the Roche pit. And it's got the super valuable Aghanim Scepter onto it. Who do you even give this one over to? I feel like you got to give the Aegis over to Guts. He had to buy back for that one and came in through the back line. Actually give it to, wow, the Morphling. I'm not sure if that's the better choice. Maybe feeling like they could go up onto the high ground considering he's so close to 25?
Yeah, I agree. I'm worried that the Ember might... he's going Aeon Disc at least. Okay. So he's going to have kind of a backup plan. Yeah, and it's inside the inventory.
The Ascetics hat.
Okay, oh, very true. Okay. So he's got at least something to play with.
And a Lotus Orb for himself, and all sorts of stuff. The team, I'm sure he's saying, please, team, protect me.
Well, we saw how important the Hex from RoboZ was for them in that last fight to get the opening to kill off Guts. And, well, now the Timbersaw, he's got his own Hex now from Hiko. So they have this capability now. Not only the Lion can find the instant stun, but the Timbersaw is going to have that capability to do so as well. So this might catch Balrogs off guard, but Hiko's... if they were wary of the Timber and checked instantly, they would have seen his item build.
Now, have you checked the TA's item build, or more importantly, the quick buy?
Oh, I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes, give me the rapier. He just wants to be able to burst down that Ember Spirit in 2 hits. You won't be able to, of course, with the Aeon Disc, but they don't know that just yet. He's been doing a pretty good job of not showing on the map.
The flames rush forward.
Oh, he's tempted. Will they be able to scout this out? They're walking underneath the traps inside the mid lane. No one with the gem playing around that sort of area. It's all on Timbersaw. So for now, we're going to take back the outpost control. More places on the map to be able to farm. And for once, since like, what, the 20-ish mark of the game, it feels like Balrog's map is shrinking.
It looks like they... No Runes lost their net worth lead, let's say like 28 minutes into this game. So finally, it's back into their favor.
And Aeon Disc Gaming, we've got 3 in this game now. There's one being queued up on the Lion as well. Everyone wants to survive.
Living is good, man. Playing Dota's fun, not sitting on the side lane.
Living is good. Very nicely said.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Smoke up, Balrogs. Let's see. Great scan. Beautiful scan. Gonna be able to read this.
Making sure to stay in the trees, stay on the right-hand side, make them come to you, put
Look
your
at the
tanky boys.
Well, they're gonna know.
Oh, they know.
Exactly
they
where
know.
they are. And Hiko's just gonna move forward. He wants to put himself on the front line, but they're even going further around the sentry.
Look at they found though.
Look at the trap though. They're gonna be able to find Guts. The Aeon Disc is gonna be there. Guts will be fine. Mimo to the northern side though. Hijack.
Another Aeon.
He's got his own Aeon Disc to play with. So either side's forcing this early. They don't have much room though for Radiant to play with. They are very stuck on the right side.
Guts didn't BKB though, so he's got an advantage that Hijack doesn't.
They're going back in.
Oh, the full
Look
wrap.
at this, Benny under the trap. 2 hits, Benny kills off the line. Easy pickings, but back to the river they go. Trying to deal with the Timbersaw. Mini's control for the moment. The Lotus Orb's going to be able to buy in some time so we can freely spellcast a blink out to the left. But Pamplona will not escape. A 1-for-1, but they do get a buyback out of the line. Take that as a victory for Dial.
What is the overall buyback status looking like? Tiny's got one, and looks like another 5 heroes. Is that all the cores, with the exception of the Timbersaw and the Ember? Oh, Timber's actually just got his as well, so really means that even a kill onto a core this game isn't actually going to mean all that much.
Up the high ground they go. Mini's even just going to
onto the Ember.
waveform forward. Damage is ramping up. Benny jumps to the left. And he will be fine though, playing with the Satanic.
Structures are fortified.
Not the greatest glyph usage, though. Still has 50 seconds left on that Aegis. Feel like they still want to commit with this next wave, especially since they know that the... maybe not. Maybe just wants to go back, hit an ancient camp a little bit with all of that lifesteal. I'm sure he's saying, oi, let me hit them as many times as I can. And well, he's going to have to back off just a little bit low on the mana now.
That's where the lion comes to play. Suck his mana back.
True.
Come
Where's
on.
the triple suck?
Zuck.
I paid for a triple suck. You heard me.
I'm going to avoid that. So, what are you doing down here, brother? Keeping the lane shut
What's his Aeon disc, man?
Get it?
Oh,
Did
you
you
mean
have
the tree protector?
Yeah, the tree, the tree.
I was talking lion. He's just hitting small camps.
Ooh, not like this, not like this.
Oh, the smoke. Will he pop it?
They should know. I think Ropers saw the
know.
blink part. Oh, they saw the Nature's Grasp instead. They've got confirmation at least the Clops here. He's got the gem and they're going to be able to find him. He's still ducking to the trees, and meanwhile, Radiant, they're connecting through the outpost.
Oh, they're going for the back line.
555, look at the wraparound. Guts as well with the jump in. Lion's in trouble for the moment. They don't have the damage until Benny's able to show up. So they'll kill off the support. It doesn't have a buyback to be able to rejoin them. 555's in trouble. Mini gets a waveform on forward, but it's the battle that carries. Morphling up against the Templar
Great
Assassin.
overgrowth.
The damage, it's minimal at best, but as soon as the refraction expires, the TA just melts under the damage, and now it's Radiant who can clean up. One by one, they all start to fall as Hijack a time lapse back into the lane, but they know exactly where the Weaver is. They're gonna chase him into the tree line. They get the Hex, they get the kill. Weaver's gone, and what a team fight for no runes.
Mini, he's all the way up here on his own, feels confident enough, and yeah, the tip is very well deserved coming through. Hex coming through, but he doesn't care. He's got the living armor onto himself. 20 bonus armor. How are you going to kill this man with all of the lifesteal that he's got, with all the levels, as tanky as hell? But, well, this is finally some high ground being sieged this game. Glyph refreshed, but it's not going to be enough to hold them off for long enough. Might need to, though. They're going to go straight tier 4s. Yep, that's the trigger for them to back off. It's a big win coming through from no runes at Balrogs. They're sweating. Another loss, and they're out of the SATI qualifiers. No runes so close to punching their ticket through to the next round.
I'm trying to see what they can do differently in some of these fights. It feels like that their read to kill the lion is... I don't hate it at all, considering he's a lot of their control, but... that last fight...
Just with how quickly he dies, I think it's that, you know? BKBs are so low that you need to get the absolute most out of them. Yeah. You need to get the absolute most out of them. So I don't think committing like 5 seconds hitting into, I don't know, an Ember Spirit that may not even die is valuable when you consider the impact of like 1 second. Lion's dead, you know? Especially when you know he doesn't have buyback.
T.A. Lapia. Oh,
He's also got level 25, so extra refraction instances. We saw how quickly he melted last time. I mean, come on, man.
So I'm trying to work out... I checked the fight recap on TA. And the adapted strike did 600 damage, which I don't know how it's doing that much at this stage of the game. I'm not a Morphling player. I'm trying to see if like this Ag Shard is buffing it up, which I know it doesn't, but I'm like double checking how it did so much damage because he popped. The refraction was gone. Hiko, he wasn't even playing with a scepter as well, so now he's got multiple chakrams to play with. So I'm very worried. If refraction goes, if BKB goes, then Benny seems to be vulnerable in these fights.
Seems about right, though, right? Look at all the agi he's got. Like, 333, I think, he's got. So when you times that by 2.5, kind of makes sense, right? When you take into account all the hero 25% magic resistance.
Does he go more agi? Just buy agi on agi on agi? Hiko? Positioning. Perfect spots for him to move forward. A great start onto the Ogre. Might be able to get rid of the first life. Robo-Z pops a very early BKB down to the southern side. They're going to try and kill off the Tree Protector. They should be able to do so. Refresher pot from Robo-Z. So he's got another round of the BKB, but uses it instantly.
I think he just missed on the Sonic Wave, which meant that he had to pop that refresher. They're going to be feeling very happy about that. A buyback on Serum, but still got a lot to be able to contest around this Roche Pit. They've got the vision, they've got the outpost, they've denied away the Balrogs vision. They're going to be getting this Aghadim's Blessing. What? Oh yeah, went and bought a Moonshard completely for himself on Mini as well. And will he get the Aghadim's Blessing for himself? It feels really good on this Morphling, and I haven't seen it in a pro game just yet. Just to be able to steal 70% of a TA's attack speed seems phenomenal. I don't think it's percent, actually. It's just 70 flat attack speed, but it's still a lot.
Even just a 20 reduction in morph, honestly, with a game like this where there's so many incredible morph targets. So, see
is it stealing stats or is it borrowing it? Stealing implies that you never give it back, you know?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Mini, look how aggressive he can play. He's got the second life to work with. They're in trouble. Look at the damage on Benny. He's doing a lot of damage on the right side. Just freely right-clicking from afar.
He's got the refresher shard on Serum.
They're going to be cautious, though, because Robo-Z, a second round of the overgrowth, but he's got an opportunity to blink back to safety. It's a pretty good start to the fight from Balrogs. The Serum's going to go down as well. That's a dieback on the Tree Protector.
Gems on the deck, too. 2 gems.
Gems.
Backpacked his Aeon disc there briefly on the Weaver. I was like, oh, you sure you want to do that? But doesn't get punished. It wasn't the greatest second use of the overgrowth there. Great first one, but second one doesn't catch on to anyone outside of, I believe, the Weaver, who just time-lapses his way to safety.
They're actually going to look to take the fight. It needs to be where Benny's playing the backline. We saw that was the real example right there, where he was just behind the tower. They weren't on the TA. He was freely right-clicking with no one up in his face. They can replicate that, and they might have some success, but it's not going to be easy to do so outside the base.
Yeah, a big part of it was just the spill damage as well, right? He's had to get rid of the Dragon Lance. You don't want to hold a Grove Bow this late into a game, not that they even have one. So
what did he buy?
As long on
Benny. Swiftblink?
The Swiftblink, yeah.
Okay.
Radiant are scanning.
Nice scan.
They're just throwing him up here solo on Mini. They know there's no glyph available.
They got the ward on the high gun on Radiant, so they're going to see Balrogs moving forward. Robo-Z once again trying to target down the line. Pampalona's going to be in as well into Guts, but the chain control's not there. The Quap's gone. They got to get out. It looks like Benny doesn't want to stick around. He's going to blink to the right side. He can't duel against the Morphling for the moment with the numbers advantage that Radiant are playing with. They'll still get the first life, in fact. So Balrogs dealing with the Aegis. Can they set themselves up for round 2? But the Hex is out straight away. The Earthspike's going to buy him a little bit of time to get at least something off, so the Morphling can retreat to the left, but it's not fast enough. Mini! They kill the Morphling. They're going to toss them on 4. They're onto the Timbersaw next as well as Balrogs. They'll live to see another day. A dieback on the Timber. And they are not out of this one just yet.
Rapier Gaming, anything is possible. Oh man, the fact that they've still got the potential to come back into this one. It was another great Earthspike coming through from the Lion there, but Jupiter just wasn't in place to be able to get that second usage off the the Hex, the stun coming through, the additional damage from the Finger of Death, and yeah, unfortunately just caught without a few cooldowns available on the Morphling. Did he... I don't think he even used the Morph there. I think maybe stealing some of those stats could have been the key difference maker.
What's the call now? What do you do for your Balrogs? Do you walk it down, try and knock on high ground, force a buyback, or at least get a full set of barracks?
I mean, you need to force some kind of movement back. I feel like if you're committing a little bit too far on Serum, does anyone have Boots of Travel on Balrog, or do you have an Aghanim Scepter on anyone? Like, if you could kill Serum, that's huge, because he doesn't have buyback, he doesn't have a way to heal up a lot of these towers, so it feels kind of awkward to not have the Treant Protect there. I mean, he doesn't have TP for 10 seconds, so they might just end up losing at least one lane.
Good old Living Armor. Full spell, make him work for it. Looks like the Rapier is still doing decent amount, but not Rapier stuff. Someone is starting to set up onto Serum in the tree line too. Tiny doesn't have a gem though to catch him out, so he's just going to be on lane cutting duties instead. If someone shows, they might...
Has to be a little careful though. Like, with no Tiny, they feel a lot more confident in being able to go... You could really be conservative on that BKB usage without the Tiny's Avatos combo.
So Benny's buyback has come back up now. That's a big thing for Dai. Of course, if he dies, he's not going to be playing with Rapier, though, so...
Yeah.
You're going to be lacking a lot of damage.
I just noticed the time. 2 minutes. Till we get some of these 60-minute items, tier 5s. Ex Machina, anyone, for, let's say, Queen of Pain, with all those different refreshable items?
Any Ex Machina enjoyers?
I feel like that'll be the go for Morphling and Queen of Pain if they get them. Such key items
for the Apex as well.
I mean, Morph's got to the state where he could buy moon shards for other people, you know? Not that anyone really wants it, but what do you even do with all of this mana at this stage? Not mana, gold.
Gold, yeah. Let's see. You probably backpack you backpack Mantle?
I mean, you
Or
backpack
something
the
else?
bots.
Do you reckon he gets kited in fights? He's gonna be pretty goddamn. I guess he's got two
waveforms. Yeah, and you could go a Swift Blink or something.
Okay, sure. So backpack bots go Swift Blink. Yeah, alright.
I want to see if they're ever going to get nullifiers on either of these teams, because we've got... Count the Aeon discs. Let's have a look.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. 2 apiece.
There's a 5th coming for the Treant Protector.
Okay, there you go.
And there's been 4 staff saving people. And there's been Glimmer Capes.
So last time yesterday we had a 60-minute game, but only one team was able to get outside the base and get those tier 5 items. It looks like this time it's going to be much different. Yeah. Okay, this is... What do they have with this ward down bottom? This is pretty important here for Balrogs with the Observer Ward by the outpost. I believe they do still have a gem on Radiant on Hiko, but it is giving them so much information, and it's a potential now for them to smoke bottom and take a fight where they have vision.
Well, now they know that they had vision all this time.
Bye-bye, ward.
60 minutes.
Holy.
All right, 4-spit Giants ring. You love it. Who do you give that to? Timber?
Probably Timber? Yeah.
Yes, giant Timber Saw. It's like Ag's Labyrinth, bro.
Dude, I kind of want to die to get the Giants ring, because you got the Bloodlust as well. So,
True.
Dude, look
There's time.
At this.
There's still time.
There's time. There is.
Radiant are scanning.
All right.
Look at this big boy. This is the Aghanim's Labyrinth, bro.
Dude, what a hero.
Ex Machina. There we go. Give it to the
who
Quap.
got it? Okay.
We've got it. He has not given it to Quap. Looks like he might have sent it back. Could be.
Well, because Shadows is pretty big. I think there's a
do you
very...
give this to TA? I don't think TA needs the Ex Machina, to be honest.
Double BKB,
You don't think double Hex, double Bloodthorn, double BKB, double Shivas is good? I do.
Yeah, no, I do as well. Obviously, they just feel like Benny can't right-click without a second BKB. I think that's what they feel like.
Goodness, armor. Overgrowth undispellable now, level 25. That's pretty big change.
What? That's new, right?
Lotus Orbs or BK. Yep. Any Lotus Orbs, any BKBs now suddenly drop massively in value.
Oh, he's got
I wonder if
refresher.
they're going to have a look. Yeah, I wonder if you're going to have a look over at any of these Manta Illusions as well, just to scope out if Morphling had any of those tier 5 items just yet, if he had them in the slot. But at the moment, still holding on to the Ninja Gear. Almost level 29, an extra second on the Adaptive Strike Stun is kind of nice. 35 strength as a 25 talent. Do you think that's a little bit underwhelming? Because
Where am I looking, sorry? Who's this?
Morphling.
Okay. Yeah, it's shit. It's horrible.
There we go. I knew it was going to come out. They only hold off for so long.
Oh, it's only 5
Man, how
o'clock in the
unlucky are they
morning.
getting? How unlucky are they getting with some of these neutral items? They have been hitting a ton of creeps. There we go. Book of Shadows coming through. Untargetable. Feels kind of nice. You could still get splash damage, right? From the side blades and AoE.
Yes, I believe so. I don't see it enough, but yes, I believe so.
Roche is
Quick
up.
thing to mention, Benny is going to have enough gold for buyback and rapier very shortly. He also has a Deso too. Here we
Oh,
go.
so what? You just keep the rapier on the courier?
Oh god, I don't know. Oh my.
You don't want to be the one to go into Roche first. Like, that is the circle of death right now.
Nah, just do it. Oh,
Okay.
but they've got the high
Don't
ground
have high ground
Balrogs.
advantage.
Swings gonna
Yeah.
pop. Look at he go.
They are Obi-Wan right now, staring at the Anakin of no runes. They have the high
Saren.
ground. Can they punish?
Trent's in a pretty good
The
spot.
amazing blink overgrowth.
Trent's in an incredible spot.
Oh,
They get the initial
not
jump
quite, though.
towards the backline. They go. Robos is going to try and target down with the Timbersaw for the moment. Hiko's going to be okay, pathing himself to the left side. Meanwhile, though, they're doing a really good job to be able to kite the Templar Assassin. They've wasted the first BKB. He doesn't have a second one to play with. They'll kill him off. No one to protect the TA. Rapier dropped on the deck. And now Dyer, they got to get out. You can't
got
stick
it.
around. Mini, he's got the Rapier, so he's looking to clean up. A waveform to the left side. Straight on top of the Tiny they go. But Dyer, they are next to Pamplona. They might think about jumping back in if they see an opening.
TA's got the rapier purchased again. He's going to bring it through to him now, trying not to reveal it too much. He's going to be in the middle of the creep wave as it gets delivered. I think I saw a ping coming through there from the Lions, so we've got Jupiter, who now knows of this potential, might force them back away from the Roche pit. Oh, man. Still 5 buybacks left, surprisingly enough.
I
5K.
really... oh, did he?
DD?
Nice.
At least see him inside the hood. Oh, look at his armor. It's fully electrified.
I still kind of want Benny to have the Machina. I saw him get kited last fight, and I was like, I don't know. Wait, Benny? There you go. What's going on here? Hiko, you got to
Hiko
step
see-
out. All right,
Yeah,
there we go.
He does.
Waveform in. Mini,
Chakra
that's
in.
aggressive.
Book of Shadows.
Protect 555. Mini's got the Machina, so BKB is still available. Roche is falling. This is big if Benny can get the Aegis. Ember's going to look to jump and
Does.
snatch it, but Benny finds it. Got protected with the Antis for the moment. Look at Mini just going to work. TA, she pulled back prior. That's going to be all she wrote. If Benny dies, gets a refraction
the
off the
Aegis,
last
though.
second, but the right clicks are coming through thick and fast. Second life, how can they set themselves out for round 2? RoboZ trying to turn it back around. The Hex is out and Benny jumps. Ember's gone, but he's got to buy back to be able to rejoin. But Balrogs, you've got to get out. You need to retreat. Benny needs to stay alive. It looks like TA will
out of mana
just slip into
on
the
Weaver.
nighttime. Hijack, though, he's going to be the one that's in trouble. They didn't see him. Oh, no.
No, they
didn't
weren't
see.
aware. And Mini just goes, all right, Ex Machina, let's go. Run it down mid, swap in the Manta style. We've got everything available. You've got only 3 heroes to play around and no Aegis anymore. Gotta swap in the Scythe of Vice
Okay.
here on whatever.
They
Oh,
just,
they've
they
given
gave...
the blessing. Yep.
And they just gave the Machina to Benny as well so he could refresh. So he's got BKB
Another
back up.
BKB. They gotta find the Ember. I think you got to take him out of the fight. I know you just can't handle this Rapier at this stage.
X is there. Weaver should be okay to the right side. Robusy trying to find the opening. To the Weaver they go, but the Lotus Orb's going to protect it for the moment. Instant use of the BKB. They need to hold them into place.
Undispellable.
But Benny's not getting any right clicks out. They're kiting the TA. Refraction gone, and their hopes of making it through the qualifiers are gone as well. It's a glyph will delay it, but it will not matter as no runes. They made him work for it, but in the end, it'll be Radiant taking this series in 2-0 fashion. They will knock out Balrogs from the lower bracket.
Oh, but damn, did it give them a little bit of a scare coming through there. Anytime you see the Rapier, it's always like, can this be the real difference coming through? And, well, Balrogs, they were so close, yet so far, bowing out in that lower bracket, and no runes. Their run, their dream towards going to TI will continue.
Man, what?